Have you ever pondered over the audacity it takes to pilfer millions in Bitcoin? Well, let's delve into the bewildering tale of a cunning thief who did just that. Picture this. The year is 2017. The world of cryptocurrency is booming. Bitcoin, the digital gold, is gaining traction, and our protagonist, or rather antagonist, senses an opportunity. He goes by the name Aaron Laws, a 33-year-old man from Atlanta, Georgia. Laws was not your conventional thief. He was a master of deception, a digital pickpocket. His modus operandi involved a sophisticated scheme that would put most Hollywood heist movies to shame. His first step was to assemble a team. He recruited accomplices, people who were willing to dabble in the dark side of the digital world. This was no small feat, as trust in the underworld is as elusive as a unicorn. Once his team was in place, Laws ventured into the abyss of the dark web. This is where he acquired credit card information, his tickets to the Bitcoin treasure. He stored this stolen information on digital wallets on prepaid phones, also known as burner phones. These phones left no trail, making Laws virtually invisible. With the stolen credit card information at his disposal, Laws embarked on a shopping spree. But he wasn't buying designer clothes or luxury cars. No, Laws was after something much more valuable: Bitcoin. From February to November of 2017, Laws spent about $166,000 on Bitcoin. But how did he convert the stolen credit card funds into Bitcoin, you ask? Well, Laws made fraudulent purchases of luxury goods and items that could be easily sold for cash or Bitcoin. This was his secret sauce, the key to his digital fortune. His crime spree, however, came to an abrupt end. Laws was apprehended and pleaded guilty to charges of conspiracy to commit bank fraud and aggravated identity theft. His penalty? 3 years in prison and an order to make a restitution payment of $623,554. So what can we glean from this audacious digital heist? Firstly, the allure of Bitcoin can drive individuals to unimaginable lengths. Secondly, the digital world, while a marvel of our age, is not devoid of the age-old vice of greed. And lastly, no matter how sophisticated a scheme, the long arm of the law eventually catches up. In the grand scheme of things, the theft of Bitcoin, or any cryptocurrency for that matter, is not just a crime against an individual or an institution. It's a crime against the trust and integrity of the digital world we are all a part of. Therefore, it is incumbent upon us to use technology responsibly and ethically. After all, the digital world is only as good or as bad as we make it.
We met at a parking lot where I saw a lot of law enforcement, and I was like, oh, okay, I see what we're doing now. We're going to be doing a search warrant today.
After we had that rehearsal of how the search warrant would go, me, the original Athens PD detective, and 2 special agents visit Jimmy.
They tell Zong that in order to help with his stolen Bitcoin case, they needed to verify information on his computer.
So you go in and it's still under the pretext that you're there to help him.
That's right.
I brought Chad a dog toy to play with, to keep him pacified, make sure that he was out of the harm's way. And we entered Jimmy's house.
McLeenan is about to finally tell Zong the truth. Investigators are not there to help solve the crime against him. They're there to search his house for evidence of the $3 billion heist.
We start doing our thing, walking through the transactions, getting him to open up his computer.
So you have to have that computer open, unlocked, passwords entered, and then Jimmy physically away from it so you can grab it before it locks itself.
That was the goal. And I started to draw Jimmy's attention away from his laptop. I asked him if we could take a look on his back balcony over the lake.
So he asks Zong to step across the room and help open the sticky sliding glass door.
Jimmy got up, started walking to the slider glass, and my code case stuck what's called a jiggler in the computer, which causes the mouse to move around the screen so that it doesn't lock. We stepped outside. My code case came outside on the patio with us. And just like in movie circumstances, Jimmy's sitting on the back porch. We're like, oh, this is an amazing view. And Jimmy's looking at me, and I said, Jimmy, you know me as Trevor. I'm actually Trevor McLeenan, a special agent with IRS Criminal Investigation, and we're here to execute a federal approved warrant on your house. And he kind of had this look like, am I being punked?
Right.
It's at that point where literally in movie time, the search warrant team hit the house, pounding on the door, police with a warrant, flooded the house.
The guy became a billionaire by stealing money from a website which was selling illegal goods. In 2012, James found a bug on the website. If you deposit 500 bitcoins, you can withdraw more. At that time, Bitcoin was not expensive and the guy pulled off a scam on 50,000 bitcoins. A year later, the site was closed and Bitcoin continued to grow, and at its peak, his fortune was $3.6 billion. The FBI had been looking for the place where he kept all his money for a long time, and only in 2021 they found him. The guy was sentenced to 1 year and 1 month in prison.